Hey guys, Greg Alexander. Thanks for coming to the channel again. And I'm getting ready to share with you probably the single most important advice you will ever get as a bass fisherman. But before I do that, I just wanted to ask everybody to please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like button. Put a comment in the bottom. It helps me to grow the channel so I can bring you good information on a regular basis. If you subscribe, it's not going to it's not going to pester you. It's just going to go in your subscriptions feed. You can hit on that whenever you want to and watch what you want or don't watch what you want. So it's not going to be something that's just going to pester you. So that being said, let's get right into the video here. Now, this saying I'm going to give you right here, if you remember that and apply it, you'll be a better fisherman. And that saying is this: you can't win the race by beating a dead horse. So what do I mean by that? What I mean is you have to apply the right weapon at the right time to win the race. Yesterday's weapon, yesterday's dead horse will not win you anything. So it's really just this simple. You have to, by the hour and the day, apply the right technique, the right lure at the right time. Everything else is futility. So I think the trap that a lot of people fall into is they hear such and such caught them on this lure, or such and such caught them on this spot, or they were this deep, or on this in this tournament, or this fishing day. And then everybody wants to just go do that. And guess what? It may work, but it's probably not going to work. So let me give you an example. I went fishing on a local lake here about a week and a half ago or so. And that day, the conditions were, it was cloudy, windy, front coming in, right? So under most situations, that's going to create an active fish level. On that lake, there was 5 or 6 boats fishing. The first guy I talked to, you catching them? Nah, we've caught like a couple, 3 guys in a boat, a couple. How about you? And at the time, I'd caught like 21 fish. I've caught 21. They looked at me like I was lying. Then I caught one right in front of them. Then I talked to the next boat. You catching them? No, we're not catching anything. It was two guys in 2 kayaks kind of fishing together. And I'm like, yeah, I'm catching pretty, I got like 24. And they looked at me, what? Like I was lying. They thought I was lying to me. And I told them, I said, they're out in the wind, guys. Get out in the wind and you'll catch them. Of course, they didn't want to go out in the wind in their kayaks. And then the next guy I talked to, a little while later, 2 guys fished off of a dock. You catching them? I said, yeah, I've caught like 37. And they're like, what? And they didn't believe me either. And I went down for them a little ways and I caught like a 3.5 pounder. And I said, see, like this makes 38. Ended up catching like 40 that day. And I caught them on all the same lure, a little small spinnerbait. Now, if I took that spinnerbait that day and gave it to these other guys and they got out in the wind and threw it, they would have caught them too. But I go back to the same little lake, like a week later, and of course I got the same spinnerbait tied on, but guess what? It's sunny and it's calm. And I threw it a little bit around in some of the shade lines and I caught 1 fish on that spinnerbait. So, you understand? When you watch a video on YouTube and somebody tells you about this lure, you'll catch more fish if you use this lure. Yeah, you may, but it has to be applied in the right condition. It's not no lure is magic. Every lure is a tool designed to be used under different sets of circumstances: water color, water clarity, time of year, water temperature. Are they spawning? Are they feeding up before a front? Is it post front? Is it high pressure? Are the fish in a negative mood? You know, all those things dictate, and those things can change throughout the day even, you know. So that's why I say it doesn't matter what you did yesterday. It doesn't even matter what you did this morning, because things change. You know, the wind will flip around from southwest to northeast and completely flip the fish's mood and attitude, and you have to change. So you have to change with the conditions. And even if you don't understand, if you don't have a great understanding of how conditions affect bass behavior, you know, you can make up for that by just going through your progressions. And what I mean by that, you can go through the bottom bumpers, the finesse, the top water, the fast moving baits, the reaction baits, the jigs, the swim jig, the frog. You can go through it all yourself and just go through it until you figure out, hey, they're biting on this. And then you stick with that for a while until they get off of that. And when they get off of that, they got off of it for a reason, so then you have to change again. So even if you don't fully understand why you're changing, make a change to something else if you're not getting bit. You know, the general rule of thumb that I have is if I go a half an hour or so without getting bit, I'm probably going to change on to something else. And sometimes it may not even be, you know, 5 casts. I'll make 5 casts of something that, man, that if they were there, they should have ate that, you know, in my mind. So you can't win the race by beating a dead horse. Get on the right horse, which is the right lure, the right presentation for that particular time of the day, season, whatever it may be, and you'll be a better fisherman. Take this to heart now, and you will catch more fish. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.